The biggest time of the year is upon us. Within the next 2 weeks, E3 will finally happen. And for Nintendo, this is big. We usually get a direct of some sorts during this time. So for a lot of Nintendo fans nowadays, considering that we don't really get directs very often after that 500-day drought of directs, yeah, this is going to be pretty big. So I'm just here trying to think about and discuss potential games and announcements that Nintendo has planned for E3 2021. Now I'm going to start off with a few games that seem pretty obvious that we're most definitely going to see in some way, shape, or form. So let's just get them out of the way. Zelda Skyward Sword, this is going to be a pretty obvious one. The game's going to release in, I believe, early July to mid-July. I believe it was the 18th, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So we can really expect some Zelda Skyward Sword, that remake. I'm not personally too excited for it, but I know some people are. Second thing from Zelda is that we're probably going to see Breath of the Wild 2. I know it's been about, I believe, 3 years? 2 to 3 years since we've had any type of information regarding Breath of the Wild 2, but considering that this is the 35th anniversary for The Legend of Zelda, it makes sense they at least show something this time, a bit more than that little, I guess, 50-second to 1 minute cutscene trailer that they showed for the game. So there's that. These are like a pretty obvious one. I'm going to throw in a little something that I'm just going to guess that they might show. Not 100% sure, but considering Mario's 35th anniversary, I think it's pretty likely we'll get a Zelda 35th game collection. Maybe something like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and then maybe Wind Waker is what I'm thinking that we'll see. So that'll be pretty cool. That's just a guess. It may not happen, but it's there. I'm just throwing it out there. Second thing that's pretty big and I'm really expecting, that something that I think actually all of us are expecting: Smash new characters. I think this is a guaranteed. I don't think anyone's not expecting characters, considering how quickly they've been really giving us new characters. Like, I remember Sephiroth being announced, and then like a month later, that's kind of how it felt like. It was like actually like 2-3 months, but regardless, we got Pyra and Mithra, and since then it's been about 2-3 months as well. So we might actually be getting another character. I'm thinking 2, because the last direct I remember seeing, we got 2 new characters, Banjo and Kazooie and Hero, announced. So it doesn't feel too weird getting 2 different Smash characters announced on the same direct. This just feels like the most Nintendo thing they do. Now, onto another game that I'm really expecting to see at this E3 direct: Shin Megami Tensei 5. Yeah, this game, there have only been 2 actual like announcements for this game, like in terms of like updates and whatnot. First time was back in 2017 when the Switch was like first had its like that 1-hour announcement that showed everything about the Switch and all the games and whatnot. That was in January, mind you. January 2017, first time. The next time after we got information was last year in, I believe, October in that Nintendo Direct Mini. So yeah, this game I'm pretty sure is nearing completion. So we should most definitely see some sort of trailer regarding this game during the E3 Direct. So not sure how much they'll show. I'm gonna say about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, and it'll show some things regarding the game, menus and whatnot. Now moving on from Shin Megami Tensei, Metroid Prime 4. Now this is kind of a game that I remember hearing, I believe last year, I think the beginning of last year, that they had to like reboot development on the game. So I'm a little hesitant to say that we'll see Metroid Prime 4 this year. But I feel like, considering that we got the announcement back in 2017 during that E3, or it was 2018, I don't remember. I believe it was 2017 though. This seems like the smart idea right now. Show something regarding Metroid Prime 4, considering how long it's been, just to get fans riled up and just to show us that the game actually exists, because it really doesn't feel that way right now. It really doesn't. And Metroid Prime's a pretty sick game. So, yeah. Now, another game that we've heard some information about, but we're not like entirely sure. This was an announcement back during the Game Awards back in 2017. So Bayonetta 3. So yeah, Bayonetta 3. There isn't really much. Just same thing with Metroid Prime 4. We just know it exists, and there's been literally zero information. It's even worse than Prime 4 because we at least know that Prime 4 had like development restarted. We don't even know what happened to Bayonetta 3. So if the game actually exists, E3 2021, this is the time for them to show us. So hopefully the game does exist and we can maybe see it. All right, next game. So this is going to be a definitely more obvious. Pokemon, Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, I believe it was. We'll get some footage of that. I believe we'll also get footage regarding Pokemon Legends, Arceus. So I know that they released today that the release date. So hopefully they'll show us and just reconfirm our suspicions. Actually, please, don't reconfirm our suspicions that the game's going to be bad. Hopefully they'll show better footage from last time and really just show that the game is ready to be shipped in some way, shape, or form. You know, not how Sword and Shield was. All right, now we're going to start moving on to a few unlikely games. It's not like they can't happen, it's just I don't see them happening personally, just based off Nintendo. So first thing, some type of new Monolith game. So whether it's like it's just straight up a new game, that new IP that Monolith has been working on for quite a while, or if it's some type of like remake or re-release of a game. So I was thinking maybe something like Xenoblade Chronicles X, since that's like the only Xenoblade game that hasn't really came to Switch yet. We might get something regarding that, some type of announcement. That's what I'm thinking. Considering that we've started to get a little due on a new Xenoblade game to get released, so maybe they'll try to ease that up and just give us Xenoblade Chronicles X for like, it'll like cover us for like the next year or something, and then bam, new Xenoblade or the new Monolith game being announced and whatnot. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Whatever. Now, next thing, new Mario game. So maybe like a new 3D Mario Kart. I actually don't see this happening. Yeah, I don't really have much to say on this. I'm doing a lot of uhs, but yeah, that's just because it's really weird because Mario Kart's really been dominating. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I can't really see a Mario Kart 9 being released, nor can I see Nintendo ready to release a new 3D Mario, considering that we just had 3D World release earlier this year, and we had the 3D collection last year. So a 3D Mario right now, unlikely for probably another 6 months to a year in terms of an announcement. Now, maybe for a game like Mario & Luigi, considering that game's kind of dead because Alpha Dream. I already have a video regarding that. You guys can, it'll probably be in the card or something up above. Maybe I'll put it there if I remember when I upload the video. But yeah, maybe we'll see a new Mario & Luigi game. Maybe not. I don't see another Paper Mario game happening for a little while now. So yeah, that's my consensus on Mario at the moment. We might see something, just don't hold your breath on anything amazing. Alright, now this is pretty unlikely. A new Kirby game. We haven't had anything since 2019, but maybe it won't. Maybe it'll happen. I'm really unsure about Kirby because we don't really hear too much regarding the Kirby franchise nowadays. The last Kirby game, as I said, was 2019, but there's been a lot of years between one Kirby game and the next. So this is a really iffy thing because there isn't really a lot of what I've seen hype regarding Kirby games. So maybe Nintendo's being a little bit laid back regarding Kirby right now, and they'll just announce something a little later on. Maybe they'll announce something. Who knows? I just don't see it happening personally. It's pretty unlikely. All right, the next 3 games that I'm just gonna shoot through them just because I don't think they're really likely, but I'm just gonna throw my prediction in there just because why not, right? New Kid Icarus game. Yeah, I'm just throwing it in there. I just really want a new Kid Icarus game, but I don't think it's possible. I remember seeing something a few months back where someone asked, I believe a reporter asked someone at Nintendo, a higher up, if like a new Kid Icarus game was happening. It's just a lot of what they said is just what type of thing could they do to like really story-wise or gameplay-wise that would really make Kid Icarus interesting, and doesn't seem like they really have anything in mind that would make Kid Icarus interesting. I think there's plenty of things they can do if they really like try hard enough. I mean, they had this entire thing with Zelda where they thought about putting like a UFO or something in like for Breath of the Wild originally. I mean, they definitely have some creative minds there. It's possible. Now, Mother getting some type of remake or re-release, not happening. I'm only throwing that in there just because it's like the 20th, no, not 20th, 15th anniversary for Mother 3, so I was thinking maybe like a re-release or remake at E3, but that's unlikely. I don't think it's happening. Honestly, it's more likely that we'll see that new Hollow Knight game being announced. Pikmin 4 has been a thing that we've heard about since 2015. This game is never going to come out, honestly. Never going to come out. And that sucks, because I bought Pikmin 3 Deluxe because I'm really hoping that they're working on a Pikmin 4. And honestly, I'd rather that I give them money so that they can work on Pikmin 4 than like not ever seeing Pikmin 4, because I really want to see a Pikmin 4, man. Pikmin 4 is just, I think they can really make Pikmin a really interesting game, and I really want to see that happen. Now, that's pretty much everything regarding games. Now, the last thing I want to discuss regarding E3 is the potential announcement for the Switch Pro. There's no official like name regarding Switch Pro, but people still call it that, so I'll just use that. So there was a financial meeting, I believe, a few months back that where they pretty much said Switch Pro, and Nintendo pretty much confirmed it. I don't think I have the papers on hand. If I find them during editing, I'll put them on screen, and you guys can like see it on there. But yeah, a Switch Pro exists. They plan on releasing one, it seems. And as much as I want to make a separate video for that, I still might. Regarding E3, I don't think they're gonna do an announcement. I think it's pretty unlikely, just because I think they're more scared about the fact that a Switch Pro might hinder sales regarding the Switch. So they might like, since it seems like they're looking at a holiday release, they might do the same thing that they did with the Switch Lite and just put like a 10-minute or like 7-minute trailer on their YouTube channel, being like, "Hey, here's the Switch Pro," and then, "Hey, it's coming out in 2 months. Enjoy." So that it doesn't mess up fiscal sales for that, or what am I talking about? Sales for that fiscal year, fiscal quarter. There we go. That was too many words. All right, so yeah, that's everything regarding E3. All I'm gonna say is that there's definitely gonna be a few indie games thrown in there, I think, just because they usually tend to put like the bigger indie games, the more popular ones like Hollow Knight and whatnot. Oh yeah, and also Shovel Knight. Always forget about that game. So yeah, that's my prediction. So if you agree with it, tell me in the comments what you agree with. Do you think I missed something? Also tell me in the comments, do you not agree with really anything that I've listed? If so, tell me in the comments. I want to hear. Really interested. And yeah, if you like the video, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button. Helps out a ton. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.